Enes Freedom, previously known as Enes Kanter, is one of the more popular available free agents right now that I believe the Los Angeles Lakers should maybe target. During this season, Anthony Davis got hit with a very gruesome and scary foot injury that of course is going to make him miss the next couple of weeks of basketball. And with that being said, without the Lakers' star front court player, now they need front court help, front court support, which is why a player that can come in to replace Anthony Davis to be an offensive threat and defensive threat is what the Lakers heavily need right now. And with the many popular targets being available, Enes Freedom is one of the better ones that have risen to the top. Throughout Enes' career, he's having a lot of hype, playing on multiple teams, and of course being recognized as a very talented scorer and rebounder, especially on the offensive end. He played for many teams such as the Utah Jazz, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the New York Knicks, the Portland Trail Blazers, and more recently, the Boston Celtics. And with all the teams that Enes Kanter played for, he was pretty good, playing in about 20 plus minutes and of course averaging nearly 10 points per game to 15 points per game. Playing in about 750 games throughout his career, he has career averages of 11 points per game, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, shooting very efficiently at 55% at the field goal and even a decent percent at the free throw line of 78%. At the beginning of this season, Enes signed a veteran's minimum contract with the Boston Celtics, played about 35 games with them, but then of course ended up getting traded to the Houston Rockets during the NBA trade deadline, and then ultimately ended up getting waived because the Boston Celtics got Daniel Tice in return, and the Houston Rockets don't want him on an expiring contract, which he is on. And with Enes Kanter being listed at 6'10", weighing about 250 pounds, only 29 years old, I believe signing Enes Freedom to a veteran's minimum deal to finish off the roster would be perfect, because looking at the Lakers roster right now, they need it. He was the 3rd overall pick in the 2011 NBA draft, so of course his skills have already been recognized. And with the Lakers right now literally only having Dwight Howard as their center, they have to target a frontcourt player, and Enes Freedom right now, free him up and sign him on the Los Angeles Lakers. I will say this though, even though Enes Kanter is very good offensively and on the offensive end, getting rebounds, even defensive rebounds, I would say what he has to work on is his defensive liability. He's not the best interior defender and doesn't get blocks and steals on a consistent basis, and sometimes when he's on the floor, big men utilize and of course dominate him, especially on the post-up plays. Enes Kanter has to get better footwork defensively and then of course be a better post defender, and I believe if he can work on that, Enes Freedom can get a better role in the NBA and get a better contract going forward. Once again, Enes is only 29 years old and still has a lot to give to the NBA, and I do believe the Lakers would be a great spot for him to be in the bright lights, because throughout his career, he's been in multiple headlines when it comes to politics, when it comes to media, when it comes to the news, but going to the Lakers where right now they need a center because Anthony Davis is not around. Enes Freedom, bring your experience, bring your leadership to of course help LeBron James. As of right now, the Lakers roster is full. They have 15 players and even 2 two-way contract players. So of course the question is, who do they end up giving up for Enes Freedom? And the biggest rumor right now, or the player that could be on the way out, according to Rob Pelinka, is that it could be Kent Bazemore. And I believe that Kent Bazemore is going to be a more realistic and the best option for the Lakers to give up. During this year's NBA midseason, they ended up waiving DeAndre Jordan and then ended up signing DJ Augustine. But if I'm going to be real, I thought that after they waived DeAndre Jordan, they're going to be targeting another frontcourt player. Maybe Taco Fall, maybe Moses Brown, Willie Cauley-Stein. But of course, they ended up going for another point guard. I get the idea. They went for a point guard because they don't have Kendrick Nunn available right now. Russell Westbrook is kind of struggling. They kind of need more floor spacing, but still, with Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis only being the frontcourt players on the team, and then of course forcing LeBron and Stanley Johnson to playing a lot of center minutes, you can't do that, especially if you're going to make a playoff run, win the play-in tournament, and then keep on moving forward. You have to sign another frontcourt player, and which is why I believe the best solution is to waive Kent Bazemore, have a 14-man roster, and then of course target Enes Freedom for the rest of the year minimums contract deal. So what's most important to me is I want to know your thoughts. Do you believe that Enes Freedom is a good target for the Lakers, or do you believe there's another frontcourt player out there that you believe would be better for the Lakers to target? Put your thoughts down in the comments below. But other than that, take it easy, God bless, and I'll see you all next time on Easy Buckets. Woo!